Well, it's a few days later, and I'm still back here in the backyard at Motha's house. Yes, hey, I went and got some more of those couplers for the main drip irrigation line, and the lines here at my mother's house are 5/8. These pipes that go all over the place are 5/8, and sometimes they're 3/4 and sometimes they're 1/2 inch. So don't kid yourself before you go to the store to get repairs. Make sure you know what size you need. And you see, if you're going to be doing repairs on your drip irrigation, you might as well get some 1/4 inch tubing. This stuff is I think you can buy it in different lengths. This is 100 feet, and it didn't really cost that much. I've got some couplings. I know I've got to use 2 more of these couplings today. If you saw my other previous video, you will have seen how I showed you how to install those couplings. Okay, and yes, you always have to get an array, an assortment of different things. I've got couplings in there, I've got T's in there, I've got plugs in there, I've got 1/2 inch 1/2 gallon per hour bubblers, 1 gallon per hour bubblers, and 2 gallon per hour bubblers. Like a big old huge bush like this, you might want to put a 2 gallon bubbler, but when this plant was when this bush was small, you could have got by with 1 gallon bubbler, and they might have a 1 gallon on there. They might have a 1 gallon on this. I just put a 1 gallon bubbler on here, and it had something else going on with it too. But you're just going to have to make up your mind. See this big birch tree here. That probably has a 2 gallon bubbler on it, or if you don't have 2 gallon bubblers, you could put a 1 gallon and a 1 gallon over here. I would put it on the uphill side so that it's coming down this way. I wouldn't put it down on the downhill side. Okay, and little by little, hey, trust me, when you start looking at your drip irrigation, you will find all kinds of things that you don't know what they did from before and why there's certain things going to no man's land, and why other things need to be fixed. Every time I come to Mother's house, I find something that needs to be done on her bubblers. That is, if I want to look hard enough. And see, I saw a place right here. Here's that main line that goes around over here, and this one I could hear it when I fixed a main water line over there. I turned it back on, and I could hear something over here, and I thought, oh shoot, what is it? And I dug around and found, sure enough, this pipe has a hole in it, so that's why I've got some more of those couplers. And this time I thought, hey, nothing doing, I'm gonna get some extra ones, because I have a feeling I'm gonna use 2 of these today, and then if I have 1 left, I'll save it. I'll save it for some other time. Those couplings aren't that much. In fact, these were cheap. These $1.18, I think it was, and this was a 5/8. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. There you go, 5/8 compression coupler. That's what that thing is. And you just push it on there. See how it's got a rib on the inside of it? And you just, as you install it, you don't try to twist it on. It's kind of hard to do that. Once you get it going, you just kind of work it back and forth like that. And I show you that on another video. So you can always see it on my other drip irrigation videos. And I don't know how much I am going to show you today, but we'll see. We'll see. This is just something to let you know, hey, if you want to save some money, you want to work out in your yard, you want all your plants to be all nice and all that, go the extra mile and start saving some money and buy yourself some different repairs for your drip irrigation, even if you've never done it before. If you've never done it before, go to my main YouTube channel page, click on playlists, and scroll down to drip irrigation or landscape issues or landscape repairs or something like that. And all the videos that I've ever done about drip irrigation on different places, I will have in that area, and you can learn right there, and you can know, hey, if I can do it, an average Joe, you can do it. You know, this is not rocket science we're talking about here. It's just drip irrigation water, okay? And if you got your sprinklers off, you can fix just about anything having to do with drip irrigation. Trust me on that. You just get your hands dirty a little bit and you learn a little bit as you go. It's really not that hard. Don't pay somebody else for something you can do yourself. Even if your gardener says, oh yeah, well, I'll fix it. Yeah, right. He's gonna fix it all right, and he's gonna charge you for it. If he says it's included, then guess what? Every time you have an issue, you've got to tell him about it. You've got to make sure it gets fixed right. You've got to make sure he covers the pipes right. You've got to make sure that it's all done properly. And sometimes gardeners will tell you, oh yeah, that's included. I do minimal things. Well, when they find a leak on your main drip irrigation line underneath a tree, next to a tree, down by a rock, there's always going to be some reason why he's got to charge you extra. You know what I mean? And then stuff gets undone and you don't get everything taken care of when you want it to be taken care of. Just go out there and start doing it yourself. If you don't have a gardener or if your gardener doesn't include this in his monthly gardening for you, then guess what? Each one of these repairs is going to cost you a lot of money that you could have saved by doing it yourself. Just fixing this one thing is, they'd probably charge you $50 or $75 or even $100 depending on what it is. You may not even know what it is, and it might only take them 15-20 minutes, but yet they told you it was going to cost $125. You didn't know how to do it, so you said, well, okay, well, whatever. Yeah, go ahead and do it. And then guess what? Next month there's going to be another $120 repair, and another one, and another one, and another one. Had you have fixed it yourself and figured it out on the first time, you could have saved all kinds of money. And that's what my YouTube channel is all about, on DIY. Go to my main YouTube channel page, click on playlists, and scroll down and see all of the different DIY topics I have on my channel. And anything that I post, I tell viewers, if I don't think you can't do it, or if I don't think you can do it, I'm not going to show it. Which means pretty much everything on my YouTube channel, if I've got a video of it, then I think you can do it too. Okay? Remember that. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.